Mm.
Do you think that in maybe let's say the next 10 years or 15 years we're gonna romanticize the era we now have?
It goes back to media is cyclical. Something that is old is new again. Something that is retro is now cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it really depends on what they decide to romanticize. Not everyone will like everything that gets put into them in the media or masses in say 15 years. I don't know. By that time, I'll still have my cup of coffee and I'll be staring out a window probably. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, do you look back while watching pop culture or any sort, and you're like, okay, it's a time machine to the past? Do you think that?
Oh yeah, nostalgia is a wonderful and scary thing sometimes because it is a time when there's a simpler time when we understood what we enjoyed and what we loved, and that is fun. That is reminiscent of a better time, but it's also sometimes scary. You don't know. You can never go back to what you enjoyed. You never go back to what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only look at the present and at the future. And what do you plan on enjoying in these next 10, 15 years of your own life? You know, are you going to meet someone new that's going to take you on a different path? Are you going to enjoy food you never tried? Are you going to travel that not a lot of people actually do or can? So, how are you going to create new memories based on what you want to truly experience? And looking back, it's still a wonderful thing to do because I can converse with you about the history of what I've lived. And it's not going to be the same for everyone. My experiences are my own, but maybe someone else is along the same line as what I did back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. A lot of people are, and a lot of people aren't. So I think I'd love to see. This is why I don't like reboots
Mm-hmm.
because I think there are too many news stories that could be told that should be told. But rebooting kind of sometimes, if it's not done right, will desaturate our nostalgia, and that's why a lot of people get ticked off with reboots because oh, this is not like what I remember. This is even worse, and sometimes it actually is.
Yeah. Do you think that the problem in industry right now is that there are no budget films in the Hollywood?
Sorry, I kind of got feedback there. Say that again.
Okay, sorry about that. Do you think that the problem in Hollywood right now is that people don't really make budget films like they used to? In the earlier times, they can make a film in $1 million, but I don't think they make any $1 million films nowadays. But $1 million film is totally possible to make nowadays too.
There are different scales of film uh, in terms of budgets, and they're in different brackets. So there's like micro budget, which is I think 3 million and under. There's at least five or six different things. I'd have to look up on a list, but anything under 3 million is considered a micro budget. There's like 250,000. There's 1 million. There's 3 million, and then you got your blockbusters, which is like 100 million plus. People can still make the content, and people are still making the content. It's just a matter of how how do they get distribution, where do they distribute it, and how do they make their money back. And I think that's the hardest problem with making content. People don't understand the cost of what it is, and that's not just a dollar perspective. It's a time perspective. It's scheduling. It's you're locking in people for X amount of weeks, months, years, sometimes. So everyone can make the content. You can use your phone and
Mm-hmm.
make your own content, and you should make your own content and release it out there because that's a part of maybe a larger story. You get picked up on, a day in the life of yourself. That could be interesting to for people that don't experience that side of the world. So everyone can tell their story. Everyone can do that, no matter the budget, you just have to have money in order to do the stuff. It's just raising the money sometimes can be extremely difficult because you're always going to have to pay back whoever you got money from,
Mm-hmm.
no matter if it's advertising, no matter if it's product placement, no matter if it's a loan. You're still gonna have to pay it back, and hopefully you break even, if not make a little bit of money.
What phone do you use?
Android, the S23 Ultra.
Do you have a beef with Apple?
I never liked Apple.
I thought
My folks
everyone in American subcontinent really liked Apple.
probably. I just they cost the same, and Apple uses the Android cameras
Mm-hmm.
and other software. It's not. I mean, the hardware the Apple uses pretty much everything that Android has, except sometimes they don't have the same. No, they have the same cameras. A friend of mine was telling me about that. Apple is basically a sleeker version of an Android. That's all it is. I mean, if you
Yeah,
enjoy the
yeah.
platform, great. If you don't, you don't. But
I
I
use
mean,
Nothing
I
Phone
have
3.
used what?
Nothing Phone 3A. Are you aware of that? That company is great
I've
actually.
heard. I've heard of that. Is that the one where you can like piece it all together, and
No,
or is that something
no,
else?
that's a different company. Nothing Phone 3A
Okay.
is actually a company with the the back glass is actually transparent in a way that it's not fully transparent like you're if
Mhm.
you are thinking about that imagining, but it's like it is artificially transparent. It's a glass screen
Okay.
in the back, but it looks really different. It looks really different from the matte finish on a phone. So it is really great, and they got the glyph lighting and all of that, and they actually don't really have any bloatware in their phones.
Nice.
That's a very great
Yeah.
company.
That's something I've seen those, and I think it'd be interesting to kind of just look at, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe if it has a good back end that I don't have to worry about things, then might be my next one I pick up. So thanks for letting me know.
That's not a problem. Okay, this is my last question to you, and answer this honestly and answer this with take your time. Actually, it's not actually in the pop culture media spare anything.
Sure.
Who is your favorite Canadian?
Hmm. That's difficult. So many. There's a couple. Uh, John Candy was a really good one. I really enjoyed his comedy. He's a beautiful person. I think I loved his work. If you ever get to watch any of his stuff, whether it's popular or whether it was indie, you should
Sure
really
will.
check out his stuff. Um, Currently, Ryan Reynolds has a really good trajectory. He's funny. He's definitely doing a really good job with his stuff. Uh, if you look at anyone from the SCTV days, Dan Aykroyd and things like that, Jane Curtin. There's so many great Canadian comedians out there as well. Keanu Reeves is always a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's so many people out there that, from an entertainment standpoint, that you could really enjoy. But there are also a lot of people that aren't in the industry that are, I'm sure, amazing, talented people for whatever they do too. So um, I think the country of Canada as a whole, for the most part, is a great batch of people.
My favorite Canadian would be uh, Gad Saad. Are you aware of him? No.
Who is it?
He's actually he actually works in the marketing business. He actually is a professor. He did his PhD from Cornell, I guess, and he is
Okay.
actually behind the psychology of marketing. So he goes in and out about why there is a woman riding on a horse on a in a perfume ad, but in a
Hmm.
stock market, if you are explaining stock market to someone, there is always statistics.
Hmm.
So that's
Interesting. I have
that's
to
a
look
really
him up.
great. Yeah, I think he's Canadian because I read his Wikipedia and he went to a Canadian university. And
Okay.
actually, Peterson is actually a good Canadian too, great Canadian.
I'm not recognizing the name.
Jordan Peterson, the
Oh,
amazing
Jordan. Okay.
pseudo
So
intellectual.
oh, that guy. Yeah. Yeah. He's something.
Yeah. Thank you for this conversation with me,
Uh,
because starting this all because I actually had two internships lined up the whole last year. I was really busy with a job and an internship,
okay.
and that was actually remote too, which in a guy with a guy in Chicago. So it was really hard for me to start again. But now I am actually free of those internships, so I will try and make more videos. Do you have any
Well,
question for me?
no, I appreciate the conversation as always. This is a great time. I'm glad to see you're getting better with things here. And like I said, once you get more experience doing this stuff, you'll enjoy it. And I can't wait to see how you do in the future. And I'll be happy to be on the show anytime.
Thank you, man. You're the greatest guy I've ever met.
Oh, I'm sure you'll say that to everyone you talk to.
No, no, you are the only one.
Okay, well, I
All right.
appreciate that so much.
Have a
Have a
great
great
day,
rest of your
man.
day, though.